Anastasia, which bead would you recommend for gel overlay removal? Is it true that ceramic beads won't cause heat spikes? These are common questions I receive frequently, and in this video we will review the most popular beads for product removal. Also, we are going to compare them and figure out which will work better for you. Coming up. Hello, Anastasia here. Carbide and ceramic beads can be used for fills, shaping, and product removal. They vary in shape, size, and abrasive. Black band means it is extra coarse. Green, coarse. Blue is medium coarse. Red is medium, and yellow is fine. Black one is rarely used, mostly for removal of extremely thick or long nails such as extreme nail shapes. Green would be perfect for acrylic or deep removal. Blue and red and green are good for filing off polygel, hard gel, and gel overlays. So what is the difference between ceramic and carbide beads? If we will take a look through the microscope, you will see that ceramic beads has thinner and sharper flutes, which means that they're basically cutting off more product at once. That's why they are considered to have less heat spikes. But they also require more experience to work safely. Ceramic beads are more expensive and have less shapes and size options. But on the other hand, they will serve you much longer than carbide. What about carbide beads? Those have huge variety of shapes, sizes, and abrasives. They are more affordable and easier to find. Metal heats up quickly and is a better conductor of heat than ceramic. That's why it is easier to experience heat spikes when working with carbide bead. But from my experience, heating while product removal is usually caused by a slightly different reason – friction force. To avoid that, make sure you are not working at extremely low speed and constantly changing the position of the bead, so it won't stay on one spot for too long. Now let's do some test drive and hands-on comparison. We'll start with my right hand, because this is definitely time to take this product off. First one will be ceramic bead with green abrasive mark, and by the way, I am right-handed, so currently I'm working with my non-dominant hand. And by the way, this is pretty convenient, so ceramic beads, especially when they're new, are really good for taking off gel. It works pretty smooth and I cannot say that I experience any discomfort. I mean, it's still not super smooth as this is not my usual hand, but even for the left one, I think it's pretty good. So when we're working like that, we always tend to try and help the other hand with your dominant hand, right? That's why my right hand just, you see this tension, it's just trying to move to help her friend. Okay, so I'm not going to take it off completely, I think, at least from this one, as I do not have lifting, and I will leave a little bit on my nail. Now let's try another one, the carbide one. This one has a slightly different shape. Unfortunately, I could not find the one that exactly matches the shape of the ceramic. This one has a blue band, which means this one is a bit softer. Also on this nail I have a 3D sticker, and even though this is just a sticker, I actually had a hard time filing it off. So I don't know whether this is a different bead, a different shape, a sticker, but this one does not feel as comfortable. But also I have to admit, I'm not really a big fan of this kind of corn shape, because when the sides of the bead are not straight, you need to be careful and do not press too much, otherwise we can simply overfile the product. Anyways, as I was approaching another nail, I got more comfortable with this one, so actually this one is pretty good as well. It just takes a couple nails to adjust to it. I even changed my mind as I was filing off the product on this nail and decided to take it off completely, because I had luminary nail system nude base previously, and I decided that this time I'm probably going to use clear, so I need to take it all off. So with this shape, it's a bit risky to file it all the way down to the natural nail, so whenever you do not feel comfortable about it, it is better just to stop and to finish it all with a hand file. Now let's try this on the client. So these are nails after 3.5 weeks, and by the way, if you're wondering how we did this design, you can find the link down below. And they're pretty good, but it's still time to take them off. And first I will do the carbide bead. This is a different one with a blue band as well, but with a different shape, and I really like this shape. It is not rounded, just slightly tapered, which means I can go pretty close to the cuticle as well as to the side walls. I'm filing off the color as well as the base coat, but I decided to leave a thin layer of the old product because we do not have much lifting. Well, we'll actually see, maybe we will, so if we will, I will definitely take it off, but if we won't, it's pretty normal to leave it and apply the new product. As you can see, it works pretty smooth. Once I took off most of the product from the center, I need to work on the right sidewall as well as the corner. So now you can see that I'm holding the client's finger differently. I am doing it like from the other side with my opposite hand. Also make sure you hold it really firm at all times, and whenever you need to go closer to one side, remember that you can always rotate the client's finger using your left or right hand, depending on which one is your dominant. One of the most common questions I get: why do I prefer filing off the product compared to socking it off? One of the reasons is that I usually use non-acid primer on the free edge to create a better adhesion. For example, for this particular client, her nails are really curved, so most of the time we will experience problems such as lifting on the corners. So whenever I use a non-acid primer, we do not have this problem that much, but also non-acid primer creates an extra adhesion, which makes it almost impossible to fully soak off the product. So this is one of the reasons. Another reason is when you soak it off, there's no way that you can leave some product on the nail. You need to take it off completely. And if we are doing, let's say, new gel manicure after 3 or 3.5 weeks, we do not have any peeling, cracks, or product lifting, I do not see anything bad if we will leave some old product, especially in the center. If it's not lifting, if it's not discolored, if we do not have any problems, we can actually leave it and apply a new one. Like, take a look at this nail right now. It's pretty clean, right? So this is another reason. And the last but not least is probably the time. Even though it may look like this is a bit time consuming, it usually takes me about 10 to 15 minutes to file off all nails, and with sock off it still takes a bit more, because first you need to file off the top coat first, then you need to wrap them all in the foil, then you need to unwrap and take them off. So I use sock off method usually for soft gel extensions, for jelly tips, sometimes for acrylic. Sometimes I use it when the client had some color base coat applied directly on their nails, but still about 90% of my clients I use filing off method. By the way, for this video I did not speed up the process. Everything is in real time, so you guys could actually see how I remove the product from the entire hand of this client, and this bead works pretty good. So now let's switch to another one, and on the other hand I will be using ceramic bead with green abrasive mark. Like I said, unfortunately I couldn't find the exact same shape of the ceramic bead so we can fully compare them, but still I think this comparison will be relevant. So once I try filing it at the same speed, first it feels a bit weird because it does work a bit differently, but when I was finishing up with the first nail, it felt quite comfortable again.
So one of the main differences is definitely the sound. Ceramic bead sounds quite different. Then I asked the client, do you feel any difference, like maybe it feels different as I'm taking it off? And no, she said she is not really able to tell the difference, which confirms that it's all about work and a nail technician. Everything that our client wants is just to have beautiful nails that will last, right? So it's on us to choose a good quality products and tools that will make it possible. This shape of the bead is pretty good as well, but this rounded edge is not as good. I think when it's tapered it's so much better, because as I go closer to the sidewall I'm always a bit stressed that I can actually touch the skin. On this nail we have some lifting on the sides, which means we need to take it all completely off. And also you may probably notice that on her thumb she broke the corners. So as she has a very curved nails and beautiful, gorgeous nail beds, and now that they're outgrown, I suggested that we can change the shape to almond. I think it will look beautiful on her, so after that we are also going to reshape the nails. Almost forgot, the speed I was using both for carbide and ceramic bead was around 20,000 rotations per minute, both on myself and on this client. So I usually use around this speed whenever I'm taking off the gel polish overlay, and for hard gel extensions I usually use a bit more, about 23 to 25. Now we're done and I'm going to reshape her nails, and since her nails are always peeling or curving too much at the corners, we decided that no corners, no problems. So we're going to just create an oval shape out of them, and this is how the nails look just after removal and with a little bit of the cuticle care.
Summary: I have many carbide and ceramic beads and use them both, depending on the goal, nails, client, and product. I think that you need to have at least 2 to 3 types of beads for product removal, as you never know what kind of nails will your client have. If you are just getting started, I would definitely recommend carbide beads. If you already feel confident with electric nail file, ceramic beads will be just great for gel and polygel removal and infills. I will leave the links in the description box on which beads I used for this video. This is the Russian supplier, but they ship worldwide. Now, I would like to hear your thoughts. What kind of bead do you usually use for product removal and why? Thank you so much for watching. If you're first time here on my channel, consider subscribing, as I post new educational videos just like this one every week. And I will see you in my next one. Goodbye!